I am Amanda and I am here to show you how to use the Kitchener stitch to finish off the toe of your sock. I am working on this lovely green sock in my fireside cable socks pattern, and I am ready to close off the toe. So let's talk about how to do that. The first thing you need to do is make sure that you have the same number of stitches on the front and on the back. All of your toe instep stitches, the top of the toe, are on one needle, and all of the bottom of the toe are on the back needle. And you have the same number of stitches on the back needle and on the front needle. If you're off by one or two, it won't make a huge difference, but ideally you have the same number of stitches. So if you're off, you can just do one more decrease round to get it to where you have the same number of stitches on the front and the back. So you want to cut your yarn to where you have about 12 inches or 30 centimeters, somewhere in there. It doesn't have to be exact. We've just finished on the back needle, and my strand of yarn is connected to the back needle. I've threaded it onto a tapestry needle. So I want to show you how to close the toe of your sock using Kitchener stitch. First thing you do is take your needle, your tapestry needle, and put it through the first stitch on the front needle as if to purl, and pull it all the way through. Now put the needle into the back, the first stitch on the back needle as if to knit, and pull that all the way through. And now this is where we're going to start doing the Kitchener bind off. Into the front stitch as if to knit, pull that off, and then into the second stitch as if to purl, and then purl it all the way through. We're going to leave that stitch on the needle. Now into the first stitch on the back needle as if to purl and pull it off, and then into the next stitch as if to knit and pull it all the way through. So again, you're just going to repeat those steps into the first stitch on the front needle as if to knit, pull it off, into the first stitch on the front needle as if to purl, pull it all the way through, into the first stitch on the back needle as if to purl, try not to split the yarn, pull it off, into the first stitch on the back needle as if to knit, and pull it all the way through. So when you're doing the front stitches, when you're pulling them off, you're knitting them, and when you're leaving them on, you're purling them. Essentially, you're putting the needle in as if to knit or purl. And when you do the back stitches, you're putting the needle in as if to purl when you're pulling it off, and have to knit as if to knit when you're leaving it on. So you'll just keep repeating those steps. In the front stitches as if to knit, pull it off. In the front stitch as if to purl, leave it on. In the back stitch as if to purl, pull it off. In the back stitch as if to knit, leave it on. So let's see if we can get a little bit more focus here. In as if to knit, purl it off. In as if to purl, leave it on. In as if to purl, pull it off, and as if to knit, leave it on. Pull it all the way through. It takes a little while to kind of get the rhythm of this and remember. Sometimes I still have to look it up. What's the first step if I can't remember? And then you just keep working all the way across. Until you get to the other end. Don't rush. Try to keep your tension nice and even here so that when you pull it tight, your stitches still look like they're the same size as all of the other stitches in your sock. So you don't want to pull it really snug. I'm just pulling it to there so that my stitch is the same size. When you get down to the end here, We're going to do this one more time. In the front as if to knit, pull it off. Into the front as if to purl, leave it on. In the back as if to purl, pull it off. In the back as if to knit, leave it on. And then the very last step when we're down to these last 2 stitches is to go into the front one as if to knit, pull it off, and then into the back one as if to purl, pull it off, and then pull this snug. I got this little bit there, which is totally fine because when you weave in the end, you won't see it. All right, so I like to take my tapestry needle and go ahead and weave an end right now before I forget to weave in the end. And I'm just going to take that needle and push it through. And I like to kind of pinch it with my finger so that I don't snag anywhere else. Pull it all the way through, turn the sock inside out. And then I usually weave in the ends on the bottom of the toe. So let's see how this looks. And there's no like specific, you have to do it this way. It's really however you do it to make your stitches look nice. I like to kind of do a duplicate stitch where I go under 2 strands, follow the curve here, back up into this one, and then follow that stitch. And then I'm going to follow this curve here and go through there. Follow this curve here and go through. Follow that curve and go through the next one over here. And I just keep doing that until I feel like stopping. Sometimes I will do 5 or 6, usually until like the pattern changes or it looks different. You don't have to do a whole lot. I'll go kind of across the toe here. And that's good. Pull the needle off, trim, and then turn your sock right side out. And you have your nice line of closed stitches there. And when you block it, it'll make it look nice and even, and you won't be able to see where you've even done the Kitchener stitch. And let me show you what this sock looks like. So here it is. There's my sock. The Kitchener stitch up here at the toe. It looks great. And now my sock is ready to be blocked and worn. So if this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Let me know what other kind of tutorials you want to see in the comments. Or if you still have any questions about this, feel free to let me know and I'm happy to hear it. I hope you have a great day and happy knitting.